So,
correction made.
now who would have so much cheek as to make this correction in the middle of a broadcast?
It just might be Serbian baritone David Bizic, who made his Met debut last season in the role of the unappreciated good guy Albert in Massenet Werther, alongside Jonas Kaufmann and Sophie
Good
Koch.
guy up to a point.
Across Europe. Oh, come on. He's
Oh, all right, we went through this last year.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
really,
okay.
the guns. That was going too far.
Well, for goodness sake. He asks for the guns, and he just says,
Well,
sure,
there's that
take them.
too, yeah.
Across Europe, he's been singing leading roles in Geneva and Vienna and Paris and the Teatro Real, Madrid, and the Royal Opera House in London. And in America, he has also performed at the LA Opera as Leporello and Don Giovanni. He is back at the Met this season as Marcello in La Boheme. And it's always good to see David Bizic. Hey, welcome back.
Hello, hi, nice to see you guys.
It's good to see you. What have you been doing? Tell us what you've been doing, because we haven't seen you since Albert days.
Day and night I've been studying my future roles. I had no fun at all. I've been studying.
Oh, come on, that must be...
No vacation this summer? None at all? None?
No, actually, I did have a vacation. I actually did my Ravinia debut. I was first time in Ravinia after LA and New York.
Some vacation. What did you sing in Ravinia?
I was doing Leporello in Don Giovanni with James Conlon.
Can't you see him as Leporello?
We were talking about this. How do you like doing Leporello?
Oh, I've done it so many times. I really feel. I mean, I came to the point where I don't need rehearsals. I just know what I'm going to do. I mean, of course, I need guidance, but I have embodied Leporello, and it's always with me. But as now my voice is actually going higher, I'm becoming a real baritone, high baritone. So I'm slowly saying goodbye to Leporello.
Higher. Does that happen?
My voice goes higher. Well, yes, around for male voices around the age of 40, I think, plus minus a few years, the hormones in body change, and then the voice changes as well. And for the opera singers, sometimes it goes lower or higher. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it stays the same, but the technique has to be changed to support the new change of body.
So we go through reverse puberty, and I didn't even know this. The
No.
voice gets higher all over again.
It goes higher. I have different demands and new priorities.
You
and,
mentioned, you mentioned Maestro James Conlon, who you
Yes.
sang with, who is here doing Lady Macbeth of Mtsensk.
Yes.
And he's such a wonderful musical light. How did you like working with him?
Oh, very much, very much. This was my second time working with James Conlon, and I like to think of our relationship as a friendship already, because we've gone through many interesting rehearsals and challenges, and for instance in Ravinia, in one scene, Leporello gets to conduct the orchestra. I mean, because it was a semi-staged version. I actually took Maestro Conlon's baton. I pushed him away from his stand, and
At what point?
in the final scene, when I'm actually when the orchestra should be playing Nozze di Figaro's
Right.
Non più andrai farfallone.
Right.
That's where I take his baton and I start conducting them. So I actually conducted the Chicago Symphony Orchestra, which I put in my CV.
Good for you. Yes, of course you must. So you're singing the role of Marcello.
Yes, I am.
In La Boheme, and this Zeffirelli production here at the Met is one of the iconic productions of La Boheme. Have you had any experience working with this production in the past?
Well, with Zeffirelli's production, this is my first time I'm working in this production. For me it's a dream come true, because I think at home I own a couple of video recordings of this production with the different casts. So I mean it's like a 30-year span or something.
Yes, 33 years.
33 years. So I'm very well familiar with the production. It's one of my favorite ones. And I'm closing now. As I'm doing Zeffirelli's production, this will be my third production of La Boheme. The big three ones are Paris, London, and New York. Mm-hmm. So when I do this, it will be all three.
So you mean the iconic productions?
Yeah, I'm talking about iconic productions of Franco Zeffirelli and John Copley and Jonathan Miller. Well, in the first two, in Paris and in London, I've sung Schonar, which is a smaller role than Marcello, and it's usually given to young baritons that are going to become Marcello eventually.
They're tracking to stardom.
Exactly. So I'm so happy that I'm here in this production doing Marcello, which is one of my favorite roles as well.
But you know, Puccini and his librettists were thinking of adding an aria for Schonar, not for Marcello, for a long time. How do you feel about that? I suppose you felt differently about that at different stages of your career.
I don't think of roles if they have aria or not. I mean,
well, let me ask you though, because last year we had for a trivia night, people write in for trivia. Sometimes we do different things. We asked them, if you were to give Marcello an aria, because it is rather striking that he doesn't have one, or actually we said if you could give anybody in Boheme an aria who doesn't have one, and everybody wrote in and said Marcello needs an aria in Act 3, early on, as soon as Mimi shows up.
Yeah, what would he sing about?
You tell us.
Well,
what's the what do you want to put out that you don't have an opportunity to in the course of your evening as Marcello?
Well,
no one appreciates a painter. What? I don't know.
Nobody appreciates his work, not the painter himself.
Right. Never ever be an artist.
Well,
right.
I don't think I'm a good painter. I don't think I'm a good lover. I mean, to Musetta at least.
Right.
I'm very passionate, but brute force as well.
Oh, so you think Marcello sort of falls short in these areas?
No. I don't think he needs an aria. I mean. He
signs
shows,
of the apocalypse appear.
No, he shows a lot of what we. I mean, all his arias. I mean, if there was an aria, it should be actually in the fourth act instead of the duet. But I mean,
send the tenor out for
no,
groceries.
I wouldn't send
him
out. I wouldn't send him out. But I mean, this duet, it feels like aria to me. I mean, there's a lot of things to be said, and I have my moments. Where I show my emotion and my voice and everything.
It's a great role.
Absolutely. And what are your favorite moments in the opera? Oh, what do you like the best?
Wow, all four acts are amazing. I mean, I really, I like the third act. I like the camaraderie between Rodolfo and Marcello. I mean, in the third act, you can really see how Marcello feels for his friend and he supports him, and also the way he deals with Mimi, his friend's lover or ex-lover. You can even see in these scenes that he's not really supporting Mimi, but he's actually trying to calm her down, to send her out, so he can be with his friend, and his friend is more, and friendship is more important than the girl that is dating Rodolfo. So you can really see this camaraderie, and it's lovely. And of course the big fight in the quartet in the end of the third act with Musetta
must be fun to play.
It's absolutely it's real. It feels real. When I'm doing this, I can go back to my experience with girls, and I can really I can relate to words I'm saying and the emotion I'm going through.
You have had some colorful breakups in the past.
They broke up, but then they got together again.
Oh, you know they're going to, with that sort of energy they have.
I mean, this is the beauty about Puccini, is how real he is. And we talk about this every time we do Boheme. We talk about how real the friendship seems between Marcello and Rodolfo. In singing the music of Puccini, do you feel this deep connection to all of our lives?
I do. First of all, when I look at the score and when I sing the score, the emotion is already there. I mean, Puccini was the master of musical background. I mean, he was a kind of a movie composer or movie director at the time, because there were no movies, there was no movie theater. But you know how I feel about Puccini when I listen to Puccini music, and like what feels real about it? It's like Italian food. the ingredients are always fresh and very simple. There's nothing
Nice.
nothing fancy or strange that you cannot that your palate cannot define. And when it's mixed, it's really mixed in a simple way, and it lets every ingredient breathe and then give its message and the taste and everything. I feel that about Puccini as well, and his music, that all the emotions, all the roles, all the people are very simple and real, and there's no mystery to it, and we can all relate to every story that Puccini writes because it's very primal, a simple one. I mean, it's love, it's passion, it's bitterness, it's disappointment. Yeah, this is how I feel about Puccini.
During the second intermission of Aida, we are speaking with baritone David Bizic, who is preparing the role of Marcello in La Boheme, and it'll be on the Met stage on Friday. We'll bring you a performance next week. Is he a favorite composer of yours then, Puccini?
He's my favorite composer in 2014.
Well, now, what does that mean?
Well,
That you're always
there was
developing new interests?
Yes, there was Mozart for so many years. I've been singing Mozart roles, and I really felt like a Mozartian singer. I still do. I understand Mozart intimate. I mean, I really understand when I sing Mozart. I can feel what's going on with me and the role. But Puccini is it's not new for me, but now I have been singing it for. I mean, it's been more intense. I mean, I've just came from another La Boheme production that I've done a few weeks ago. So I'm into Puccini right now, and I study his roles. I mean, when I say study, I don't open the score. I mean, I think about Puccini's roles, Puccini's operas. I go on YouTube and watch some clips. I read about new librettos, and I really like him a lot now. It feels right at the moment.
When Larry Brownlee was here in the first intermission, he was talking about tenors of the past and seeing what roles they sang throughout their careers, and maybe taking some hints from maybe which way he would go. Do you look at the baritones of the past and get something from their stories as well?
Well, no, I don't think about it this way. No, I haven't went there yet to study their lives and then their careers. I listen to all baritones, but no, I'm kind of creating my own story.
I like that.
Have you ever sung Scarpia?
No, but I will.
When's that going to happen? Is that going to happen sometime
I could
soon?
see that.
I will. Yeah. I will be very, very bad boy.
Bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
We won't have like Albert. We won't say, "Are you good? Are you bad?" You'll just come up and be bad.
You will know. You will hate me instantly.
Awesome.
And you will love to hate me. I mean, this is where I'm going with.
Twist the mustache and everything. What about?
And since I'm dying at the end of the show,
not even at the end.
Not
you don't
even
make it 2/3 of the way.
I think that bad persons that die during the opera are allowed to be worse than anything, because they will die. So the worse they are, the more joy the audience will have when they die.
One more repertory question, because it's so tempting. Have you ever looked at Rance in Fanciulla?
Oh yes. That's.
I could see.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yes.
I'm crazy about the opera.
Me too.
When I was a young singer in the Young Artist program, I did Jake Wallace, the singing cowboy.
Did you?
At the beginning. And I was so happy because this role is usually given to young singers with the beautiful beautiful voices, because it has to bring this what's the
nostalgia.
word? Nostalgia from home.
And a sweet quality.
Absolutely. So I was very happy when they gave me this role. I thought really that
his theme, Jake Wallace's theme, becomes Rance's theme at the very end when he's alone on the stage and they play that again.
True.
So it's this natural progression. Cheryl Mills went from one to the other.
Well, but not only Jack Rance. I mean, the whole choir, every cowboy in the opera is singing this. It's the leitmotif of the whole show.
Right.
So
Lost Innocence.
One little aria that that is forever in
I got to
our
tell
heads.
people that you should see his face right now. He's waxing. His face is poetic about the possibility of this opera. So this is a man who loves Puccini. You
Okay,
can
everybody
tell.
pay attention.
Right.
Casting agents.
Yes, attention, opera producers.
Opera houses. Yeah.
Give me the gun and the hat and the cigar.
Yeah. And the cigar is very important.
I know how to play cards, so don't worry.
Really?
Is that a sort of a cool thing to sort of play American cowboys?
Oh yes, when we were kids, you could either choose cowboys and Indians, or
They're not
or-
officially cowboys, but I'm a Californian, so
Well,
I'm being
okay,
a
or
nitpicker.
cops and
Robbers,
criminals.
yeah.
Well, I was always a cowboy. I mean, there was something about it. The way we walk, we cowboys. The way we walk.
You got to do the little pigeon-toed
Yeah.
John Wayne thing.
But I have to admit, I'm a bit afraid of horses. Ever since I was a small boy, nothing happened.
He doesn't have to ride a horse, she does.
Yeah,
Yeah, so you're safe.
I'm afraid of her. Then.
So all right. So we brought up something. I brought up something to Larry Brownlee about that I saw on Facebook, and what I've learned. And actually, I learned it on Facebook, but I've also talked to you about it. That you have taken up knitting.
Yes, I did.
When did you take that up?
Oh, it was 3 months ago.
Only?
Well, yeah, I've always wanted to. I always learn new stuff. I mean, I solve Rubik cube, and I do golf, and I mean I go golfing, and I do lots of knots, and I don't know. I like to keep my fingers and hands occupied, and I like new stuff and new challenges. So I was always thinking about knitting, and during one rehearsal of La Boheme in Bordeaux, one of my colleagues, she took out her yarn and then started knitting. I said, "You have to teach me right now." So, like 2 days later, I was already
Really?
doing a little scarf. I mean, making. So I really like. It's really relaxing. I can just during the long rehearsal periods, I can sit and knit and watch TV and knit. Be on long flights and knit and also make gifts to my family, make scarves for my kids and friends. I mean, there's lots of nice stuff that I can do with it.
And you can do it without looking at it. I mean, if you're watching TV. And...
Well, yeah. I mean, you have to look at it. I mean, I'm not that good to just watch TV. But when I say watch TV, I'm talking about news or some music or. Not something that requires me to.
Nothing with subtitles.
Nothing with subtitles.
I want one. How do we place an order for a David Bizic scarf? It could be a whole sideline.
Well, you can get one because so far I'm making for my friends. So you're in a good way to get
see?
a really nice scarf from me.
Приятелю.
We just have to talk about the color.
Okay, we'll work on that afterwards.
Is what sort of colors turn you on? I mean, when you go into a yarn store, what are you attracted to? Is it texture? Is it color?
I like. There's so many different textures and different materials. You have yarn. You make yarn from. I like wool and cotton, and I like simple colors, earthly colors. Green, brown, black, blue, something
like
darker,
earthy
but
colors.
earthy colors.
But I saw
like.
that there's this wonderful scarf that you've got on.
Yes.
On Facebook with that wonderful green running through
Oh,
it.
it is a screaming green, I call it. It screams, it's so green. Well, this one was very good quality, but on sales, and it was cheap, and it was my first yarn I took to learn with, so I didn't want to mess up something with an expensive yarn. That's why.
I'll give you $5 to wear it in Act 4 of Boheme.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. $5, no problem.
Will's always offering $5.
That's all I got. Yep.
Have you met other guys who knit?
Have you met other guys from the?
Yeah, who I just
the knitters.
Yeah, do
Yes.
many guys knit?
Yeah, yes, they do. They do actually. Regular guys like me. It's funny. I mean, no, in Upper West Side there's a place.
Oh, I don't want it to sound silly, but still,
There's a place in Upper West Side. I don't want to say the name, but they have Wednesdays men's night, 6 to 8 p.m.
Were there many guys there?
Yeah, I just came from there because it's Wednesday night right now, and
Oh my gosh.
there was like I don't know 10 guys. It's just regular people. I mean, when I say regular people, I mean there's a bunch of choreographers, opera lovers, opera goers, trained baritones and tenors. I mean, when I say that I'm an opera singer in the Met, nobody blinks twice. There's it's not a big deal, especially.
Well, no, not on the Upper West Side.
Not on the Upper West Side. So I didn't impress anybody with my career nor my knitting. It was nobody there, which I like.
Well,
Really.
this is satellite radio, so I don't think it's going to be, too commercial if you mention it's what?
It's called the Nitty City.
I love that name,
Nitty
Nitty City.
Yes, and I thought, wow, there must be a yarn barn as well, and then I think
that's-
it
yeah,
exists.
Barn's a big thing.
I've
Yeah,
heard
but
of
I
that.
didn't know. I just made it up because yarn barn, it rhymes well, but actually it exists as well.
So what about, are there restaurants that are like home for you, Serbian restaurants?
No, I don't. I have enough of Serbian food at home. I mean, no, Serbian
He
food.
likes the simple,
well,
clean Italian food.
I like simple. No, actually, like even simpler and cleaner Japanese food. I'm a big fan of sushi, and I like Thai and Vietnamese food. But I eat a lot of stuff. I like lots of. I used to be allergic to vitamins. Now I started eating them. I mean.
That's a joke. I
It's
see.
a joke. It's a
Okay,
joke.
all right. Okay.
But
I made it look like
Serbian
allergic to vitamins,
food
I've
is
never heard of that.
very, very heavy. There's lots of meat and potato and salsa.
Now you're going to be heading home in time for the holiday, in time for Christmas.
True, but
Right.
I'm actually I don't live in Serbia. I live in Bordeaux in France. Oh. Yes, I'm very
With your
happy
family.
with my family. We live in Bordeaux now.
Bordeaux's
So,
nice.
Bordeaux is wonderful.
When did you move there?
It's been beginning of this year, so since January approximately. So yeah, we have a new life there. Quite lovely one.
How did you pick Bordeaux?
Oh, it's been I think 2-3 years ago when my daughter was born. I had the production of Nozze di Figaro in Bordeaux. I was Figaro, and we fell in love with the city, me and my wife. And at that time we were selling our house in Serbia, and we just invested in a new place.
Great.
That's. I think that's a tough thing to do, to move to another.
Very, very tough.
Country.
But it wasn't out of need. It was out of necessity. It was out of. We were very adventurous, and we want the best for our kids and for ourselves as well. And Bordeaux is such a wonderful city. It's close to the ocean, wonderful climate. Of course, there is
Wine.
the grape juice,
Right.
the grape juice, and then the oysters. And I mean, the city is very rich. It invests a lot of money into schools and greenery and nature and everything. So we are really, really happy there.
This guy
We'll
is
visit.
just cultivating the good life.
Yeah.
As far as I can see.
I will accept invitations to visit.
David Bizic sings the role of Marcello in Puccini's La Boheme. It opens this Friday, November 14th. Well, it's going to be revived on Friday the 14th. We're going to be here live on Metopera Radio next week on Thursday, November 20th, when we will hear him sing the role of Marcello. And David, great talking to you once again, as always.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
There's much more of Aida coming up on Metopera Radio, Sirius XM.